How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina, and for us in New York, summer's finally here, which means beach parties, pool parties, vacations, and more iced coffee. But it got us wondering, what are some of the best waterproof speakers out there? Let's find out. If you've seen our Best Bluetooth Speakers of 2016 update, which I'll link right here if you haven't, this first speaker should come as no surprise. If you're going to or throwing a pool party, the Fugu Sport XL is a speaker you want by your side. Fugu prides themselves on making durable speakers, and their products usually have a sound quality to match their build. But the Sport XL takes what we like about the company and puts it into, well, an extra large speaker. The speaker has 8 drivers placed strategically around it in order to provide you with quality sound regardless of where you're standing. The Fugu Sport XL isn't exactly the most portable of speakers, but if you want to power a party, it's definitely the way to go. On that note, one other cool feature is the built-in USB output that allows you to charge you or your friends' devices. The Fugu Sport XL is rocking a giant battery that should provide you with about 35 hours of constant playback, so charging your phones for a day at the beach will barely put a dent in it. The speaker jackets are also IP67 certified, meaning that it's completely submergible up to 3 feet for 30 minutes. So don't worry if you drop it in some water. So the Fugu Sport XL isn't cheap in any sense of the word, but you get what you pay for. One of the best Bluetooth speakers around. Sure, the Fugu Sport XL is a great speaker, but as its name implies, it's a fairly large one. If you want another XL speaker that's a little more portable and way cheaper, take a look at the CB3 Audio Armor XL, our pool party bang for your buck pick. The Armor XL has a solid build and weighs in at only 1.8 pounds, which makes it easier to carry around than something like the Sport XL. If you're bringing a speaker to a party, it should be assumed that it can potentially be dropped and damaged, but not the Armor XL. It was made to withstand most drops thanks to a hard plastic shell covered with a soft rubber. We wouldn't recommend dropping it off of a roof, but if it fell off a table, it won't be a problem. Though it shouldn't be submerged, it was able to survive being put under a faucet, so rain, spills, or splashes shouldn't be an issue. Inside is a 5200 mAh battery that should give you around 10 hours of constant playback, which should also get you through a long day at the beach. If you're looking for an inexpensive, all-around waterproof speaker, this is definitely one to check out. Besides pool parties, summer's also just a great time to get outside and enjoy nature. And if you're looking for a speaker to be your new hiking buddy, check out the Sculch Boom Bottle Plus. The first thing you might notice about this speaker is that it doesn't really look like a speaker, at least not in shape. But there's a reason for that. Sculch designed the Boom Bottle Plus to look like a water bottle, as you may have noticed. Weird, sure, but also helpful since it turns virtually every cup holder, whether it be the one on your backpack or the one in your car, into an unofficial third-party accessory. Similar to the Fugu, the cylindrical design of the Boom Bottle Plus lets it pump out sound in 360 degrees. The speaker has a 6000 mAh battery that can be charged via a micro USB, which is accessible through a small waterproof flap. That 6000 milliamps was enough to give it a solid 13 hours of constant playback in our full review, so it should definitely last the average day trip. Sculch had a very particular niche with the Boom Bottle Plus. As we mentioned before, its unique shape turns pretty much every cup holder into a third-party accessory. If you're looking for a speaker to mount on your bike or throw in your backpack on a hike, it's a worthy investment. If you take hiking seriously, you probably already have a couple carabiners lying around. But if not, don't worry, because the JBL Clip Plus has one built in. JBL is pretty much known for bang for your buck products, and their Clip series is the epitome of that. They can usually be found for sub $50, and for the price tend to have a decent sound and a solid build. But their biggest feature that sets it apart from other small speakers is the carabiner design, which is also what makes it a great choice for hiking. At only 4 ounces, the Clip Plus is ultra light, and if you tend to be conscious of exactly how much weight you're carrying, this speaker is basically a non-issue. One downside to the speaker is the battery life, which is only spec'd at about 5 hours, but as long as you take that into account, you should be able to make it last. If you're looking for something that'll make your next hike a little more musical, the Clip is the way to go. Sticking with speakers that have a unique shape, the Echo X Gear Echo Stone speaker is another one that's worth taking a look at. This speaker has a small handle, so you can easily carry it around from one place to another. This might not be the best option if you're going on a hike since you'll probably want your hands free, but it's perfect for camping out on the beach since you can easily move it around without fear of dropping it in the water. That said, this is a waterproof speaker list, so if you do happen to drop it underwater, you won't have to worry since it's 100% waterproof with an IPX7 rating. It even floats in the water so you can still hear the music. On top of that, it can survive temperatures up to 140 degrees, which is a temperature you'll hopefully never have to endure, but at least you know that you can still hear music if you do. The speaker also has an LED flashlight built in, so if you ever find yourself in a situation with less than optimal lighting, you can always use your speaker. Though why you're camping without a flashlight is beyond me. So we've been looking at the XL version of this speaker, but it also comes in a large and a medium size as well. If you opt for either of those sizes, it's still 100% waterproof, but if you choose the medium, you will lose 2 hours of battery life. Just something to keep in mind. No waterproof speaker list is complete without a Bravin product. The company has a whole line of quality outdoor speakers, but if you want bang for your buck, it has to be the BRV1. The BRV1 can usually be found for around $80 or less and comes with many of the features that you'd find in the higher end Braven models. It was made to withstand pretty much anything you can throw at it, which is why we picked it for our budget camping pick. Whether you get rained on, accidentally drop it, or want to go swimming in a lake, the BRV1 can handle it. As you may have guessed, it's IPX7 certified, so you won't have to worry about water damage. Not only is spilling something on it not a problem, but you can submerge it completely for 30 minutes up to 3 feet and it would be fine. If you're out camping, you probably don't want to pack anything redundant, which is why the BRV1 doubling as a portable battery to charge your devices is also really useful. It has a 1400 mAh battery which can give you around 12 hours of playback time, assuming you're not using it to charge up any of your devices. Sound quality is okay, which is pretty much what you would expect from a speaker of this size. Still, if you want an inexpensive, durable, waterproof speaker, it's a great option. So technically the Fugu Sport XL has the best battery life at 35 hours, but we already have that on the list. So this spot goes to the runner-up, the UE Mega Boom, which has a still very impressive 20-hour battery life. You're probably already pretty familiar with the regular sized UE Boom, but you might not be very aware of the larger sibling aptly named the Mega Boom. One thing that's immediately noticeable when you pick it up is the size. The speaker weighs in at 1.9 pounds and stands about 9 inches tall. That's 2 inches taller than the standard Boom. Thankfully, the extra size is put to good use, as UE was able to increase the battery life to a whopping 20 hours. The larger size also helps to make it sound a little better, since anyone who has been following SoundGuys for a while knows that we're not huge fans of the original UE Boom. It gives the low end a solid push, and thankfully the overall volume of the speaker is also increased. Out of all the UE speakers we've taken a look at, the Mega Boom is still our favorite. Of course, at $300, there are plenty of other great speakers to choose from, but if you want one with a really long battery life, the UE Mega Boom is a great option. Besides having a pretty great name, the Shark 2.0 has a few other cool features, including a 10-hour battery life. This isn't the only speaker we considered here, since something like the JBL Flip 3 has the same battery life and is also splash proof, but the Shark 2.0 won out mainly because it's the definition of bang for your buck at only $50. It has an IP67 rating, making it completely waterproof, and it has a build that flaunts just how durable it is. The speaker itself screams rugged with a rubberized textured pattern and a metal edge to protect it from drops. Up top, you'll find all of the usual suspects in terms of playback control, but the IP67 certification means that you also won't have to worry about water destroying it or any sand getting inside and messing things up. Hiding underneath a rubber flap on the side is a 3.5mm input and a microSD card slot, so you can play music even if you don't have a Bluetooth compatible device. If you're looking for an inexpensive waterproof speaker that doesn't require too much charging, the Shark 2.0 is a killer. If you're going to be traveling somewhere that has a lot of water, hopefully to a really nice beach somewhere, you might want to take a look at another JBL product, the Charge 3. JBL has more than a few waterproof speakers, but the JBL Charge 3 is a great speaker to bring with you on trips. It has a size somewhere between the Flip 3 and the JBL Extreme, which gives you the best of both worlds. You'll get the benefits of a large speaker, including sound and battery life, in a size that can easily fit in a suitcase. The Charge 3 is covered in an IPX7 waterproof fabric that protects the drivers on the inside, and just like the Flip 3 and Extreme, it too has an exposed base radiator. This means that not only will the low end sound slightly better, but it will look way cooler. The Charge 3 gets its name from its ability to charge your devices via a USB output, another useful feature if you don't want to leave your phone charging in the room. If you decide not to charge any of your devices, the 6000 mAh battery that's packed inside will give you a solid 20 hours of battery life. It could have been in the best battery category, but because it's significantly smaller than the Mega Boom, we figured it'd be better in this travel section. Right now, the Charge 3 comes in white, black, red, and teal, and you can pick it up for about $150. Even though the Charge 3 has a relatively big sound for its size, it's not the smallest or most easily transportable speaker on this list. That crown goes to the UE Roll 2. If you want waterproofing and a decent sound for less than $100, this is where the bar is set. In all honesty, it really isn't that much of an improvement over the original, but if it's going to be your first speaker, there really isn't a reason not to get it. Unless of course you can find the original for way less money. The Roll 2 weighs only 11.7 ounces and comes in a bunch of different color options and designs. It shares the same waterproof fabric as the UE Mega Boom and also shares in the 100-foot range, which is one of the improvements over the original, which only had a range of about 65 feet. The other key difference between the Roll 2 and the Roll 360 is that UE claims it is now 15% louder. It's lightweight and can easily be packed in a carry-on, let alone a suitcase. And once you get to wherever you're going, it has a bungee cord on the back to easily carry it around. Strap it to a backpack or chuck it in the sand, the Roll 2 is a very versatile speaker. The Roll 2 is too new to have a rating on Amazon, but if the 4.5 stars of the original are any indication, we're sure that people will like this one too. Depending on what you're looking for in a waterproof speaker, we hope that this list got you covered. If you end up watching this video way after it's been posted, definitely check out the companion article over at SoundGuys.com, which will keep updated with new products as they come out. If you have any other favorite waterproof speakers that we didn't mention here, let us know in the comments below. The more options we all have, the better. And that does it for our list of the best waterproof speakers you can get so far in 2016. If you want to know more about any of these speakers, check out the full article over at SoundGuys.com. While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and sign up to our monthly newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. That newsletter is also where we do our monthly giveaways, so you might want to do that if you want to win something. Links to all of that down there in the description. I'm Adam Molina. I'll see you later.